Hey, welcome back to Outrun Online. Today we're working on parkour rolls. For today's lesson, you'll need a clear open space covered in either carpet or grass. Get yourself warmed up, or if you want, follow along to our warm-up video, link in the description. Before we start on our rolls, let's go over our basic landing. Starting with a squat, come all the way down, keeping your chest up and knees stable, right on top of your toes. Finish 10 of those and then move into a tuck jump, landing on the balls of your feet and trying to be as quiet as possible. Once you get 10 more tuck jumps to silent landings, you're ready for today's lesson. To begin our forward rolls, we're gonna come all the way down to the floor and practice a baby roll, taking it nice and slow at first. You'll take the shoulder you wanna roll over and stretch that arm out, laying your shoulder on the floor. You'll post your second arm into the ground with a little bend here where we'll tuck our head. From this position, all we need to do is lift our butt up and over, and our body will carry us into our forward roll. Stay tucked as tight as you can so you roll all the way back to your feet. As we start learning our rolls, remember our number one goal is to make sure we're not hitting our head. It might happen a little bit while we're practicing, but for a roll to be useful, it needs to help us land safely. You're ready to move on from the baby roll once you've completed one on both sides without hitting your head. The next step is to practice our roll from kneeling. You'll come down low, reach off to the side with both hands, fold down to your elbow and tuck your head underneath. From here, just like the baby roll, lift your hips into the air and let their weight carry you over. Stay tucked as tight as you can so you roll all the way back to your feet. All right, let's keep practicing our kneeling rolls until we're able to make it over without hitting our elbow. From our kneeling position, as I bend my arms down, I'll scoop my elbow inside, pushing myself up and over without needing to use my elbow for support. All right, once you're able to do the kneeling roll without hitting your elbow, you're ready to move on to the squat roll, starting from a slightly higher position. Reach off with both hands and send yourself over the top. Practice 5 squat rolls on each side before you move on to what's next. Next, we're practicing our rolls from our tuck jump. It looks like this. As you practice, take it slow. Catch yourself in the landing before going into your roll, but once you have it down, you can transition smoothly in a split second. Now that you guys have been practicing your rolls for a little bit, we want to pay close attention to where we're rolling. For a parkour roll, we want to start right up here on our shoulder and finish down on one butt cheek, but some common mistakes are doing a somersault where we start and end right in the middle, or doing a barrel roll where we roll from one side of our back to the other side of our back. Instead, make sure you're starting high on your shoulder, rolling across your whole back, and finishing off to the side. Okay.
Hey guys, so now that you know your forward rolls, we're now gonna move into our backwards rolls. The backwards roll is very important, especially in parkour, for when you are falling backwards. To start our backwards rolls, you guys wanna find something soft to roll over. For me, it's gonna be this yellow block I'm gonna roll over, and for you guys at home, that might be a couch cushion or it might be your mattress. So for the backwards roll, a few key things to pay attention to is your arms and your leg. We're first gonna focus on the arms. So we're gonna do our little arm dance. So what that looks like is going from one side and reaching all the way across the body to the other shoulder to catch ourselves on the other side. So here to the shoulder, here across your body, the little arm dance here. So after we do our little arm dance, second thing we're gonna focus on is the leg. So the leg that's straight is gonna kick all the way over our head. And by kicking our leg up, it's gonna help us do our backwards roll. Once you do the backwards roll on the block and get to your feet, you are now ready to start practicing your backwards rolls on the ground. So now that we're on the ground, make sure you guys are paying attention to your arm dance, the leg kick, and the last thing to pay attention to is make sure you tilt your head over so that you have plenty of room to catch the ground as you roll back. So now that we have practiced some rolls on the ground, we're now gonna start from standing. From standing, we're gonna start stagger first. As we come down, we're gonna reach our hands to the side, bring ourselves to the ground. Once we are on the ground, we're gonna do the arm dance, the leg kick, and the head tilt. All together to get yourself back up to standing. As you guys are reaching for the ground on that backwards roll, it's important to reach to the side and not to the back. And then as you roll back, make sure you avoid your head at all costs.
Forward and backwards rolls are a great place to start, but we can find ourselves falling in any direction. So next, I'm going to show you the sideways roll. To practice our sideways roll, we'll need a line on the floor like this. You guys will squat down on your line and reach your hands off towards the side. Whatever side you're reaching towards, that's the shoulder that you want to roll over. Place your hands on the line and carry through just like a normal forwards roll. Try and finish right back on your line. There's also a backwards version of the sideways roll. For this one, you'll squat low, twist to the floor, and kick over the top like a normal backwards roll.
Alright guys, so now that we've done our forward rolls, backwards rolls, and our side rolls, we should be able to roll in any direction. To test this, you're going to come to the middle of your area. You're going to practice some rolls in different directions, wherever that may be.
Now that you guys have rolling basics down, we have some challenges to help take you guys to the next level.
For this challenge, you're going to go ahead and jump and do a 360, land wherever you face. You're going to have to go ahead and do a roll. When you guys are doing this drill, it's important that you guys don't do crossover. Crossover is when you are leaning to one side, but you crunch over one shoulder to roll on that shoulder. And this can lead to many mistakes.
Our next challenge is to practice an assisted dive roll where we roll off of one foot. You'll need your block again, you'll step down and make sure whatever foot you put on the floor is the same shoulder you roll over. Practicing our assisted dive roll is very important in case we ever clip our foot in a vault.
The next roll we have for you guys is going to be the dive roll. You're going to start in your squat like your normal roll. The only difference now is you're going to reach a little bit farther before you start your roll. To further your dive roll, you can go ahead and grab a friend who will hold up the target for you guys. You guys can practice rolling over or go ahead and practice rolling under with your dive rolls. And of course you have your classic drop to roll, the most common use for this. So when you guys land, and you want to make sure you lean just a little bit forward and reach out your hands almost like a dive roll.
The cradle drill is a great challenge to help bring your rolls off the grass and over to hard surfaces. For this one, you'll start down low like a backwards roll, and you're gonna rock back and then come forward again, feeling all the little bones in your body until you can find the smoothest place to roll. It looks like this. Thanks so much for joining us for today's lesson. Your guys' homework is to film your favorite bonus challenge roll so that you can send it to us when you do a coaching review session. You can find a link to that in the description. Additionally, you guys need to do 50 meters of rolls. Now, you don't need to measure. If you guys are in a backyard, just think about rolling all the way to one side and coming all the way back. Or if you guys are stuck in your living room, roll back and forth 10 times.
Alright guys, thank you guys for joining us for another Outrun online lesson today. We hope you guys had a fun time doing your rolls in your living room or in your backyard. Make sure you guys do your homework, send us a video, we would love to see it. Other than that, we will see you guys next week.